Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. This is one of those videos I said in my last one that will be a bit of a feel-good, would indeed put a smile on your face. It's always good to end the year on an upbeat note. And this is one of those that's definitely upbeat. I hope so much indeed that it will encourage you to hit that oh so important subscribe button. Helps the channel massively. So if you're one of those regular viewers who have yet to subscribe, please make this the one that pushes you over the edge, and where you hit that button to subscribe, and while you're at it, the like button as well. That's always very important. But what this is, of course, is what is basically a slap in the face for the SNP and for Alibaba himself, because support for independence is falling massively. And it's not good for them. Their very raison d'etre, their very essence is that people, they think, want an independent Scotland. But it seems fewer and fewer people do. And who can blame them when you see the mess they've made of the powers they've got? Imagine Scotland as it is now, but a single-party Marxist state and with no one to fall back on. Westminster standing away and going, you made this mess. Of course, it would be horrifying. But let's have a look at these numbers and see why it's all so very, very bad for the SNP. Here goes. So, a poll hammer blow for SNP as support for independence drops in 2023 despite claims. They claim it's growing. They claim they've got bigger numbers. Unfortunately, the truth and the facts say otherwise. But that's always the way with the SNP. They lie about everything. So why shouldn't they lie about, fantastical claims of growing support? They obviously don't have it. And indeed, it's getting worse. And not to forget, of course, that they have the bias, the yes bias on their side, where people sort of go, yeah, because yeah sounds positive. But when you change the question from yes or no to remain or leave, oh boy, it puts a massive difference on the outcome then. And I believe next time that if there is ever another referendum, it shouldn't be yes or no. It should be remain or leave. And that will put this matter to bed once and for all. But anyway, this is an exclusive analysis of every independence poll using the yes-no question, which was why I mentioned it because of the bias, in 2023, and it shows support for leaving the UK has actually dipped compared with 2022. It's going down. It's getting worse for the SNP and better for the union. It strengthens the union cause. And that, of course, as I mentioned, is because of the yes-no vote and that natural bias towards yes. Support for Skexit dropped in 2023, despite nationalist claims that it is on the rise. You really can't believe a word these liars say, though, can you? Blah, blah, blah bullshit, isn't it? It's all they do. Anyway, with hopes of a second independence referendum dashed, thanks to several court cases and general feeling of you're just a bunch of incompetent turds who couldn't run a whelk stall, the SNP has been pushing alternative ways to break up the UK, including the use of the next UK general election as a de facto plebiscite, which isn't going to go well. They're trying to water it down to such an extent that if anyone votes for the SNP, that is a call, we must have a referendum. That's basically what they're saying. It's been proven that not even all the people, 60%, I think, was one of the things. 60% of SNP supporters don't want full independence. Wow. Anyway, analysis of every poll using the yes-no question asked voters in 2014 who show support for independence has actually decreased over the past 12 months. The average yes percentage out of 47 polls taken is merely 43.3%. That's down from almost 45% in the 26 surveys conducted during 2022, and support for the union has risen slightly over the same 12 months. In 2022, it averaged 45.9%, but that is now risen to 46.9%, so up a whole percentage point. If don't knows were excluded, the corresponding result in a referendum would be 53.5% for the Union, 46.5% for breaking up the UK. However, that, as I say, is because of the yes-no bias. The figures will be a hammer blow to the nationalist movement, which has insisted for months that support for Skexit was rising, and we know quite clearly now it isn't. They've been caught out just again in their lies. They can't help lying, of course. They're the SNP. Lying is what they do. Just 6 polls in 2023 gave independents a lead, less than 13% of the surveys conducted. And in comparison, there were 7 polls with a yes lead in 2022, which was a 27% of all those conducted. So it's fallen less than half, from 27 to 13. 3 of this year's yes leads were in polls carried out by Find Out Now, with 2 being conducted by Ipsos Mori. Ipsos Mori are notoriously pro-nationalist, led by a nationalist as well. So, not surprising there is a bias in the results from Ipsos Mori, which, if you remove that, then makes it far, far worse for the Nats. The other was carried out by Opinion. It comes with the SNP struggling in the polls ahead of the next general election. They're likely to lose at least 26 seats, and if people in the right constituencies vote with a little bit of care, a little bit of tactical voting, you may vote for a party you don't like, but if it's not the SNP, you can get them out. And I'm looking to you, Aberdeen South. Let's get Beryl out. It could be even worse. Other polling also suggests a heavy bias towards yes in the question, which I mentioned at the beginning, with the gap even wider if the question was remain or leave in its asked. Reacting to the data, the Scottish Conservative Deputy Constitution spokesman Alexander Stewart said, "For all the SNP's spin, Scots have repeatedly made it clear they are sick and tired of this independence obsession. They want Humza Yousaf and his colleagues to be focused on the real priorities, rather than aiming to turn the next general election into a proxy referendum," which it can't be. It really can't. The question you're asking, if they get the most seats, not a majority of seats now, just the most seats. Well, it's not likely that is even going to happen, because at the moment, Labour look like they're going to do it. And if that was the case, then that's it. Independence is dead in the water. Most people voting for other parties, independence parties. The unionist parties would have the majority. The SNP, he said, should be spending time and resources on issues such as reducing the NHS waiting times, which I mentioned in videos yesterday and the day before, which are horrendously bad, and restoring educational standards in Scotland schools, which again we've mentioned in videos past, which are actually falling to third world levels. The kids can't read, write and arithmetic, but they know there's 57 genders. It comes as Alex Salmond took a pop at his former party, saying Scotland has endured a decade of drift under the SNP. More on Alex Salmond later. You'll like that one, so definitely hit the subscribe button. You won't want to miss the sort of end of year, the bookies end of year roundup. That'll be coming later, so hit the subscribe button. You don't want to miss that one. Mr. Salmond, who quit the SNP in 2018, claimed the foundation of the calls for independence had been apparent competence of the government that he had led, and this had been badly eroded under his successors. He also went on to accuse the SNP, now led by Ali Baba, of having given up the ghost on presenting a coherent independence strategy. They can't do anything. Well, look, this is the level of the man. He is failed at every single thing he's ever attempted. And he appoints into his cabinet, senior cabinet positions, people who are equally stupid and incompetent. What hope does anyone have when you have the likes of Shona Robinson with her 86 IQ, when you have the wanker of Morocco running health, when you have an education secretary who is so damn stupid and unaware of the damage she's doing, even as an ex-teacher herself. Every area of policy controlled, and I'm sorry for the using it, and you know who you are, but there's no other way, controlled by morons. Anyway, I shall round off there, come up and we'll finish this video. So there you are, the very reason for the existence of the SNP, the push for independence, and it's going backwards. Even they must accept reality one day. Not yet, of course, but soon, soon. And as I say, if they stopped asking yes or no and instead asked leave and remain, it would be a very, very different story. And I think there needs to be a series of questions on leave, remain, rather than yes, no. And let's get to the true figure for unionism and the true figure for independence. I think it would be very much indeed tears in his porridge every morning as he was reading the latest results. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this. Plenty more to come. Some great ones coming. Do please hit the subscribe button. You don't want to miss them. And there will be a video later today when I'm going to be wearing my party shirt for the evening. And boy, you don't want to miss that. It is the best shirt I have ever bought. And all of you people who like my parrot shirt, boy, wait till you see this one. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.